Beth just said goodbye to her polka dot heels.
Goodbye?
She sold them on Mercari to Shelley, who gladly said
hello.
Just after she said goodbye to a set of bright orange cookware.
Really, Mom? Citrus?
They sold quickly on Mercari to Dan.
Oh, these are groovy.
Then Dan sold his rollerblades on Mercari.
Bye-bye. I bike now.
Which took us back to where we started with Beth, who said,
Hello, rollerblades. Whee!
Buy and sell almost anything from home with Mercari, your marketplace. Find it on the app stores or Mercari.com.
I said, Miss Tyson, I love you. You're a big fan. I said, I'm a big fan. Can I get your autograph? She looked at me and said, not right now, nigga. I don't even know how to introduce this guy. I can start off by saying he's my best friend. He's the president's DJ, the first DJ to ever DJ in the White House.
That's fucking cool. I read about that shit. This shit's legit.
It's crazy. He has
and the wedding.
And the wedding, celebrity weddings, you name it, hit TV show, Pass the Mic on BET. Without further ado, my best friend, my bestie, DJ Cassidy is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining
that
us
introduction,
today.
bestie.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Let's talk about the fucking variant.
Let's talk about the
No, I'm
variant.
kidding. Man. Let's talk. Yo, this shit is crazy.
I'm a COVID enthusiast. I'm happy to talk about the variant as long as you'd like.
Yo, fucking my kid yesterday, Van Alden, the guy that we gave big shout outs to in last week's episode, the Name of Dash one. He was at my house yesterday, and my kid is just like, I don't understand where this came from and why it won't go away. And Van Alden started explaining to my son that COVID is actually the Joker. Like, he had pictures of Bill Gates with the Joker makeup, and he was saying that is COVID right there.
He found
and
common
my
ground.
kid now thinks
he found common ground that his
I said,
kid
listen,
understands.
COVID is a virus. He goes, no, it's Bill Gates.
It's Bill Gates.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a crazy
That's
shit.
that's
but,
crazy. That's crazy.
You know, I mean, LA's like, we're kind of fucked up again. People who are vaccinated are coming down with the shit.
A lot of my friends are calling me up and they're telling me, they say, listen, do not take this shit lightly. I'm vaxxed. I've been out. I got COVID. I feel fucked up. Wear your mask. If you're out in social settings, wear your mask. Be safe. Think about other people. It's crazy.
But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't get vaccinated, because if you get sick vaccinated, it's a much different
Obviously.
sick.
I mean,
than
I
if you're
got the Johnson
vaccinated.
Johnson right away. I got it with him, man. We both reacted to it too. You know, like we went with a third friend of ours, who's like 6'5", fucking 240. He was like, nah, I don't feel nothing. Me and him were dying.
Yeah.
Like, I had just started dating some girl. I was like, we got shot up, 3 of us, the one shot, go back to my house. Me and my friend are smoking cigars, laughing, everything's fun. This girl I just started dating came over. It was like 9 o'clock at night. It's chilly in here. And she's like, no, it's great.
And
I'm
we were
like,
being
fucking
like
full on
arrogant
chill,
about it. Like,
yeah.
we got home, Ashley Benson FaceTimes us. She's like, "Do you guys feel sick?" And we're like, no, we're smoking cigars. We're like, stop, it's nothing. 5 hours later,
Yeah, I
we're
was
like,
I was fucked up.
oh
Like,
my
I
God,
wasn't like,
this
I
is
knew I
bad. Like,
wasn't
it was-
sick.
But you felt
Like-
different.
No, I felt sick, but I know it's not a real sickness. I knew it was an immune
It was
response. My
unlike
body-
anything else
Yeah.
I felt before.
And you had no fear of Johnson & Johnson products?
No. Well, I mean, I don't use baby powder.
I hear
I stopped using baby powder.
pros
Yeah,
and
I
cons
still use
about
baby
all
powder, actually,
three.
but
I mean,
I
except
love it.
Moderna. You don't hear anything bad about Moderna. That's
No,
like
I
that's
got
the
Moderna.
best one.
I got Moderna.
Yeah.
yet.
Moderna,
Yeah.
the first
But with
shot.
Pfizer, it's like, oh, now all of a
it-
sudden you need 3 more shots. And
Yeah.
with Johnson and
Yeah.
Johnson, it's they
I was
have their
only
own
adverse to
problems.
Johnson & Johnson because in the past few years they lost a multi-billion
Yeah, for
dollar
the
lawsuit
baby powder stuff, right?
for baby powder causing
Yeah.
cancer. The second I heard that,
But
I
it was in
threw out
women,
every.
right? It was cervical
I
cancer. in women,
believe. But I literally threw out every Johnson & Johnson owned product, even the companies that they
Even the
didn't
Q-tips?
create.
Even the Q-tips?
Even the
That's the only thing I
Q-tips.
use that they
Even
make.
the
I-
baby powder on
well,
your
I was-
shoes?
I was using Aveeno as my daily moisturizer.
They own that?
And they own Aveeno.
Do they?
And everyone in my life was like, I doubt they even
I
create that.
love
They
Aveeno.
bought the company. they
Yeah,
have
of
nothing
course.
to
They
do
did
with
nothing
it.
to do
Yeah.
I don't like the packaging on it.
I
Aveeno, so I
literally
would never use it.
stopped all Aveeno. If that company can survive a lost lawsuit of giving people cancer and people still go to Rite Aid and buy that baby powder, I just made a decision not to buy anything owned by them as far as I know. I mean, they probably own everything in my bathroom, but as far as I can tell,
well,
I just
think
made
that
a
was
decision.
an ingredient thing, though. You know what I mean? It's different when like a company knows that they are negligent and when a company doesn't, right?
But can we be confident they went all
big
these
tobacco,
years?
Big Tobacco, they fucking knew they were killing you.
Oh yeah.
They've known for a long time they're killing you.
And
Killed
so
my
did the
dad.
Teflon spray companies.
Right, I don't know
What do you mean?
about that.
Anyone
but-
you ever go and buy an eighth of weed from any dispensary? It says on the jar this product has chemicals that can cause
Oh yeah.
cancer.
Oh yeah.
I know, but Johnson & Johnson is supposed to exude the feeling of health.
Right.
Any kind of recreational drug
Right, I
is
don't think
not
they knew
supposed
that
to
some
reassure you.
talcum
Right.
powder, baby powder product contains something.
It causes cancer.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't
they
think
knew
they
that.
knew that.
I mean, maybe somebody
Maybe.
did. What the fuck
Right,
do I
but
know?
does
I
it
don't know
only
enough about
mat-
it, but this is my homework for next week.
But does it
We're
only
not in the lab.
matter if it's malicious, or does it matter?
I
if
mean, it
it's
matters to me as a
stupidity?
consumer. You know what I mean? Well, those are both bad. It could be ignorance, right? It could be like
Right, but isn't that just
everything's
as
a
bad
long-term
as...
effect, right? So, perfect example, which is probably not a good example, but it just popped in my fucking head, is we look at NFL players with CTE, right? Concussive injuries, this and that. We talk about this all the time. We have friends who are MMA fighters. The game isn't around long enough yet to see the results of that. Over time, we'll be able to see, what happens to guys, because there haven't been that many retired fighters. You know what I mean? What-
Oh yeah, they're gonna be fucked up. They're gonna be like, what's the guy named Hernandez, the
sport
football player?
Right, I don't think the
impacts
impact's is hard. I think it's a much different kind of thing, but,
Let's say we find out, after we finish this discussion, that
Right.
Dasani water has caused cancer.
Right.
I would never drink anything made by Coca-Cola.
Not even a
again.
cold
You have
not a
a
Coca-Cola on a hot
responsibility-
summer's day.
If you're selling something,
even a
I go
Mexican
for a
Coke out of the
Canada
bottle?
Dry. If
Right.
you're selling something that is supposed to represent health,
Right.
water, baby powder,
Right.
medicine, you are not allowed to make that kind of mistake.
corrupt.
You
in
would
my
give up
humble
Fanta?
opinion.
I didn't know
Have you
baby
ever had a
powder.
cold
I
Fanta?
didn't know baby powder was, representing good health. I thought it was just
Well,
Me,
smooth, dry skin.
Smooth, dry skin, fresh
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
think
mean? For me,
anything
it's good-
for
it's good- it's
freshness
good on the
or
balls.
skin exudes health.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Well, that's true. It's health and wellness. You're right.
I used
And
to
beauty.
take baby powder and cover my bed with it before I go to bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't used baby powder
Just
since I was a
fresh.
baby.
I like the freshness of it. I love
That's
baby
awesome.
powder. I love
you know
baby
what I
oils.
put on my bed before I go to sleep?
What?
I have this diptyque spray.
That's what I have too.
It's this bed
From
linen
Airwan?
spray.
Base,
Bro,
the-
it's
the
like
base
going to
diptyque
bed with a
spray.
beautiful woman with none of the arguments.
See, I spray
none
it
of the
every
headaches,
morning.
What's it called?
None of the drama.
I got you. I'll send a bottle over.
That's
there.
awesome.
Bro, my bed, when I get in my bed, bro, it fucking smells amazing.
Yeah, that's
So
the
do
one.
you
I
know-
I
really
use
enjoy
the
going to
Baze,
bed
the
with
Baze
that
diptyque
yeah.
spray in the bedroom.
From Air One?
No, it's from Diptyque.
Diptyque?
Yeah, Rob put me on it. I've been using it for a better part of a year now.
So you spray it before you go to bed?
You spray it.
just
just
spray it
what
on
is-
your bed.
A
Store
lot
in
of
Beverly.
sprays.
there's
Right
stores
off the
everywhere.
nail.
Yeah.
You can go
Listen,
right
a
out.
lot of sprays you can't spray directly on your linens because it stains them, right? But
Yeah.
the Diptyque spray, it might be a rose spray. I'm not sure. I got to
Better than
check what it is.
Febreze?
Oh, bro, it's dude.
I have
they're
people
one of the
come to
great
my house 'cause
perfume
I also
makers in the
have
world.
the,
Definitely causes
I
cancer.
have the room. What do you call it? The diffuser for my living room as well. Anytime people walk in my door, it smells like a hotel in here. It smells phenomenal.
Yo, I have one in my car. I have a Diptyque diffuser in my car. It attaches
Hey,
to like the
Diptyque,
AC.
holler at us.
I just put those air freshener trees from the car wash under my pillow.
That black ice.
Bro, those
you get
things-
that
And he's
black
not
ice
joking.
from
He
the.
thinks
I don't
those-
like
Black ice
I
from
don't
the
like-
AM/PM?
I don't like really shitty smells. Cheesy smells fuck me.
O'Neill
up,
thinks
man.
those trees are the epitome end all
No,
be all.
no, I
A
like-
fragrance.
No,
A fragrance.
No,
Right.
no. I put them in my trunk because I like for the fragrance to kind of move from my trunk to my car. By the time it gets to me, it's very pleasant.
Interesting.
I mean, if you got like thousands of them and put them in the trunk, I think you had a dead body. In there, so,
The
some
green
Goodfellas
tree
type
you
shit.
see in a New York City taxi cab
Yeah.
is Estee Lauder to O'Neill McKnight.
No, it's
Yeah,
not. You
that's
hilarious.
crazy, man.
Yo, stop hitting my knee, dude.
What kind of coffee? What kind of coffee do you like to drink?
Very inviting.
Like if you go out and get a cup of coffee, will you go to Starbucks?
Me?
Yeah.
I've never had coffee in my life.
Oh, okay.
I don't drink coffee either.
Really? No, I'm a big coffee guy, but it's funny, man. I said something like one of our cinematographers on like Ballers. I was like, hey, bro, somebody's going to Starbucks, and he was like, Starbucks? Like it was just as a real cafe, coffee connoisseur.
How dare you?
Yeah, and
See,
that's
now
how
I heard
started
the
you with
Brooklyn in
trade.
you. With Starbucks, I heard
Yeah.
the Brooklyn. What
No,
part
I
of
haven't.
Brooklyn?
Flatbush. But I
See-
was a kid when I left there. I was probably like 7 years old, and then I'm like a Long Island guy, like South Charlotte, Long Island. And then I went to school in Manhattan at Parsons.
The vocal
I got
tones
thrown out.
between Brooklyn and Long Island can often
Yeah.
be related.
Really?
Hey, yo.
Well, I mean, they're only 20 minutes
Hey, yo,
apart,
guys.
you know?
We're going to go out, have a good time tonight. Holla at some girls.
It depends on who I'm
that your
sitting
Brooklyn?
with. You know?
That's your Brooklyn.
That's my
That
Brooklyn.
is?
It's like my Brooklyn, kind of like Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, I got a lot
It's
of
like,
Rocky in there.
Hey, yo, Adrian. Anyway. So listen, we got Cassidy in the building, dressed in pink.
And great.
The guy's sharp, man. He's got great style.
Oh,
bro.
yeah, great
Whenever
style.
I see
Yeah.
him on your IG, I'm like, this guy's sharp,
Thank
man.
you very much.
Yeah, I taught him a lot of things.
Thank you. You did teach me a lot. Not everything, but a lot.
But what people don't know is that Cassidy and I go way back in New York City. Cassidy was a major fixture in New York City nightlife, parties, Diddy, every big event. He was there. And, funny story, I met Cassidy without meeting Cassidy. Saw him in the DJ booth. Thought he was Puerto Rican. Didn't know he was Jewish. And I moved to forget that. We didn't even make a record yet. We were in Miami, I think it was. He was friends with Farnsworth Bentley. They were down at the Lowe's or the Shore Club sitting by the pool. And when I walk up, it was like just dudes. No hot. We're in Miami. No girl, just dudes. Just all this.
Well, I had just
around.
broken up with my college girlfriend,
Got it. Okay.
who's now my best friend, married with kids.
Okay.
Weird.
And he thinks that's weird. And I was devastated. And I went to Miami with my dear friend Farnsworth Bentley. Sounds like a very cliche thing to do. Go to Miami. You just broke up with your girlfriend. Meanwhile, it's like
Right.
me and him sitting on the beach alone, like reading books. And so he goes, my friend O'Neill's going to come over. So, the common thread here was Puffy. I had been already DJing Puffy's party since I was 18. At this point, I'm like 22-ish. And I met Farnsworth Bentley through Puffy, obviously. At that time, Farnsworth was no longer Puffy's,
Personal assistant.
Caddy.
personal
Valet.
butler.
Yeah.
It was very much a character. He built this incredible character.
Right.
Yeah.
He was no longer that, but I knew him through Puffy. And so here we are recuperating from my breakup. Two guys on South Beach, literally reading magazines.
Yeah, but what was his excuse? Like, what was he?
Oh, well,
was he just feeling
being
your
a
pain?
He and I are two peas in a pod.
Why
He's
is he
being a
just?
friend.
No, why is he just sitting there reading alongside you? Yeah, I understand
I'm
you're
saying,
suffering.
why is he supporting this?
Yeah,
Well, he should be like,
Well,
yo,
he
let's
was
go
a good-
clubbing.
well, he
Let's
was
go.
a good-
I get it.
Well, he was a good friend,
I've had my
but-
heart ripped out. I've done the whole fucking. I just need some space, chill out, sit by myself, not be troubled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get that. Like,
So
so
here's-
he was just supporting you.
Well, here's the funny thing. We're actually sitting on the beach. And Farnsworth, Derek, as we call him, says, we have to shake this up a little. And he goes to the hotel room, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this guy going to do? And a half an hour later, I see Derek walking down the beach in a Burberry Speedo bikini and an umbrella. And suddenly the whole beach is looking at him, and I was just mortified. And so he walks back and he goes, I just called my friend O'Neill McKnight. You need to meet him. And O'Neill pulls up to the hotel later that night, and we're going to Puffy's house for dinner.
Were you in your Burberry Speedo also?
Absolutely.
These guys are like these guys are human thirst traps. Yeah. They're like live action thirst traps. He's like, we need some attention. Right?
No.
So you roll up. Now it's the three
So
of you guys.
O'Neill rolls up, and O'Neill brings this overly kind of macho male, I want to say chauvinist attitude to the trio.
He is a sexist. And I just want you to know that we on the Cray don't support that, but it is we do support him.
And so we get in a
It's
taxi to go to Puffy's house on Star Island. And I'm still new to this, 22, I do all those parties, but this is still exciting, going to a dinner at Puffy's house. And we sit down at the dinner, and literally I'm sitting next to Pharrell, and it's that kind of dinner. Lobster,
Right.
Every cliche in a good way that you
Right.
can imagine this dinner is.
How many people?
25 to 35,
Right. How many courses on the menu?
a dozen.
A dozen courses.
Yeah. A dozen
That's like
seafood
two
courses.
those are two Italy like meals.
No, it's one. It's one real Italian meal. So O'Neill comes up to us, me and Derek. Pharrell's on my left, and Derek's on my right. O'Neill comes up and goes, Can we curse on the crane?
Yeah, of course we curse on the crane.
Okay, just making sure. So O'Neal comes up to me and goes, I'm out of here. They ain't no bitches. And I say to myself,
Isn't that your wife?
I wasn't married then.
No, I'm kidding.
long time ago.
I wasn't married then.
I say to myself, what? And he goes, yeah, they ain't no bitches here. And I'm looking at like, this is the coolest place you could possibly be for dinner. And this guy's leaving because there's not enough girls here.
Right.
And that was my first impression
Yo,
of O'Neal.
Damon wouldn't even show up.
No, listen.
Dash said last week, he goes, I don't hang out with you because I don't want to hang out with dudes. I just want to be around women.
Listen.
That's it.
And so I didn't like O'Neal. Just finish the story. I didn't like that energy, and a year later we were best friends.
Oh,
and
is
the rest
that true?
How did
You
you
didn't
guys
like that?
end up becoming
hated-
friends after that
we hated
awkward
each other.
first impression?
We became friends.
Well, we realized we were really like,
similar. In an odd, like,
in a different way.
In a
I
warped
like that.
universe.
Sometimes you gotta
we're
butt
very
heads
much
to
alike
realize,
in a completely opposite
You know,
way.
oh, like, yo, this guy.
no, we
I vibe
were
with this
really
guy.
like two women. And I, of course, couldn't
Macho
see
women.
Macho women.
No, he might have seen it in me. I didn't see it in him. O'Neal, for those listening, is way more sensitive than anyone could ever imagine. Way less of a macho guy, and way more of a metrosexual than anyone could ever imagine.
Yo, I'm
once
super metro too. Like level of Steve Leviton, my buddy, will always say, it's like it's like a crazy combo of just,
So
New
once we
York
chipped away at
metrosexual.
that, we realized that he was Blanche and I was Rose,
From the
and
Golden
we
Girls.
were
yeah,
two of the
love them.
Golden
Love
Girls,
them.
and we became best friends. And
Can
the
I
rest is
audition
history.
for one of the other ones?
You could be B. Arthur.
I love B. Arthur, man. She was like the straight down one.
She was
B.
always
Arthur
had
was like the
fucking
alpha
quips.
of the group.
She's like, Ma! You know,
Yeah.
she that yeah. So
Because B. Arthur would actually fucking crack somebody. That's the difference.
That's the difference.
That's like B. Arthur. Like
If the four of us were Golden Girls, for sure you were B.
You're
Arthur.
B.
I want to be B.
Yes,
Arthur.
there's
Yeah.
no audition.
yeah, there's
you
no
are B.
audition.
Arthur.
You are B.
What
Arthur.
did you say?
Yeah,
No, I
you're
love
still
it.
getting.
I love it. I love it.
That makes me like what the older
Yeah,
one.
you're
right?
Although she was younger
Yeah,
than
but
all
she
of
was
us.
younger than all of
She
them.
was
You're
in
in all
makeup.
of them.
Right.
Yeah.
She was in makeup.
Yeah,
Right.
so it works.
Yeah,
you're,
it
you're
does.
the youngest one on the
There you
crate
go.
right now.
It works. Yeah.
So we met. Didn't like this dude. Listen,
But you guys don't hang for the rest of that trip that he's in Miami.
Oh, no, that was over.
that was over. I was
And let me ask you, right? But let me ask you. So you're sitting there at this dinner.
He
You're
probably
going
chewed
through
out
this
falls without
breakup.
like, who is this prick you brought to dinner last night?
I wouldn't have left if they were
go-
serving fried
That's-
rats.
No. That's not what I was gonna ask. What I would say is you're going through this breakup, right? You're sitting with Pharrell. You're having like polite conversation with him, right? I'm assuming like, hey, talk. Now, do you tell Pharrell you're going through this breakup? And if you do, what advice does Pharrell offer you?
I didn't. I actually didn't tell Pharrell, but sitting next to Pharrell was Jamie Cullum. Do you know who that is? He's a young jazz, blue-eyed soul musician, and I didn't express what was happening in my life to either one of them. But I do remember me being in this intense conversation with
Right.
Jamie. He was more my age, less of a star, so I was like, okay, let me connect with him. I'm still young, trying to feel, this whole
Right.
scene out. And I remember,
Like you need kind of confidence. You're saying in terms of confidence.
yes,
being able
it's
to
gain.
fit into this,
Yes, it's
right.
building my confidence
Right,
that I'm
self-esteem,
speaking
that you
to
belong
someone
here.
who's a
Yes,
little
yes.
more on my level. It's not Pharrell or Puffy.
Right.
So, and so Pharrell is sitting in between us, and I do remember this vividly. And there's the only other thing I remember vividly about the dinner. Pharrell kind of interrupted the talk by asking one of the servers across the table for a Welch's grape soda.
Yeah, that's hysterical.
That's the only other thing I remember about the
That's
dinner.
funny.
Because, a lot of people, man, they go through breakups. They just want to talk to anybody. They'll just be in an elevator. Oh, hi, I'm going through a breakup. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like...
that
it's, I
normally
know it's-
is me.
No, Cassidy
I think the
is-
environment had me somewhat, struck that I
Right.
was...
Cassidy break up and want to go on a trip. Right? He want to go on a trip.
So do you think you seek out relationships that won't work just so you have a reason to travel?
It's a reason to travel, no, because once my career took off, it gave me a reason enough to travel. I've seen the world,
so there you go.
luckily
How
enough,
do you manage
because of my
relationships now
craft.
with all your traveling? How do you?
Well-
and do you even want? What kind of relationship do you want?
Yeah, I've been in a relationship right now with my girlfriend, Kelsey. I think we're in our 5th year. I don't think... I'm certainly no expert on relationships. I don't think, 24/7, 365 togetherness is the foundation of a relationship. So I never found my travel to be an issue. In many cases, it helps, gives us places to go and fun things to do. And when my girlfriends of the past have been able to travel, they do, and when not.
Right.
I think all the corny things that we hear about. I think that a relationship is built on commonalities, loving to do the same things, not all the same things, but having things that you love to do together. And of course, the number one, I would say, is trust. And I think being out of town doesn't affect those two things. If anything, it's
friendship. I agree. I think the commonality, it's like friendship. You know what I mean? For me, it's always just a vibe and a connection. I mean, it's led me to some really wonderful, wonderful places.
Yeah,
you know
it's all about the vibe.
Just had some tremendous success in my relationships, but some of them have produced amazing things. My kid, but I agree with you. The trust thing for me is always kind of like, I mean, people say that. I don't know. Can you ever really trust a motherfucker? You know what I mean? Can anybody ever really trust anybody on this planet? Yeah, I was dating girls like, I don't trust anybody on this planet. And I was like, God, you're so jaded now. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, that's not
healthy. You can't really not trust anyone.
Yeah, you can't live like
Well, I think you could trust certain people with certain things. I don't think you can trust everybody with everything.
Yeah.
Like the world's just... fucking world's gotten crazier, and it's made people crazier.
I think everyone has a different tolerance for different levels of deceit. No, JB, I would really like to know why did I have to drive here and figure out how to park? Because you know me, driving any car is a disaster, and you got to stay in the comfort of your own home. I thought virtual interviews were hard.
Hey, that's what you build a home for. You build a home. They say home is where the heart is. That's what they say. I'm just feeding off some of those metaphors people always say. Shit. Home is where the heart is.
I didn't know we were still allowed to pandemic stream. Yes, I would have done this, in silk pajamas.
It only works if one of the guests is with us.
Is legitimately upset that he's here by himself.
So the next time you come on,
so I made it possible for him to be lazy.
Yes, and you know what? Next time you'll be the Zoom guest.
You should have made it possible for me to stay home.
When you yourself, in your present form, walking around the earth as yourself, you can't see you. See, you can't see yourself.
I'm tripping
now,
the fuck
with
out.
Zoom, I can see how fly I fucking look sitting in my backyard. You can't see yourself when you're walking around. You can't. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
If you're sitting home and we're broadcasting right now, and I can see you guys, you can see me, and I can see me, and I can see me. Right now, my Zoom is looking at me, see me.
There you go.
Zoom's not looking at you, seeing me, seeing you.
Hey, me.
So basically, next week when I bump into JB, he's not gonna know who I am. I'll be like, yo, I interviewed you. He's like, oh, I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at me.
No, but it's great, JB. I was just telling Sean and Rob, I met you via Cassidy when we were doing the comedy show. And
right.
And we became friends. And Cassidy, he holds us over my head. He said, I kidnapped you and became your friend.
No, you just you heisted him.
I told O'Neill I'm never introducing him to a friend of mine again, especially a famous one.
You see, that shit's only whack when they go do fun things and nobody invites you.
Because
that's where it hurts.
Look, everyone likes having a famous friend every now and then, even famous people. Yeah. It's cool. You go to a restaurant with JB Smoove. Oh, it's JB Smoove and DJ Cassidy. I introduced these two. I never had that moment again in my life.
No, I was in Times Square with JB. Everybody was screaming, JB Smoove. I felt great till somebody said, in Webster. They called me. They were like, it's JB Smoove in Webster.
And not even Emmanuel.
Webster.
That's great.
Hey, man.
That's great.
Sometimes they always tell you, man, sometimes you gotta, sometimes you expand your friendship from internally sometimes, and that was an internal move right there where we all get a chance to still enjoy each other, man, and enjoy our lives, man, together and our journey together, man. Because I remember when we watched, I remember I called y'all fools and y'all came to my hotel room and we watched the first season opener of Curb that night. and we sat in the hotel room watching the first one on the Curb, and we was in there dying. We thought it was the greatest times of ever because it's just friends getting together watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. It was so damn funny that we all hooked up that time.
And let me tell you something. I was a die-hard Curb fan before I met JB, and I don't watch TV. I don't watch anything.
That's my favorite
new.
show. It's my favorite show on television.
I mean, the last show that I watched that was new before Curb was probably Small Wonder.
Small Wonder.
Yeah.
What was that part of the
Never heard of
NBC block? Was that like Boy Meets World?
NBC
block?
Summer Block, 98.
Oh no, Small Wonder was 20 years before Boy Meets
She was a
World.
little girl.
Robot girl?
She was a robot girl.
The robot
Little
girl.
robot.
Oh, okay.
With the
Oh,
robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But I was so
It was like a high-tech Punky Brewster.
Yes, exactly. A high-tech funky rooster. So I was obsessed with Curb, and I met JB through a Russell Simmons show. He was the host. I was
Ruckus.
the maestro.
The Ruckus.
Yeah, it was called Russell Simmons
Ruckus on Comedy
Presents The
Central.
Ruckus. It was an incredible stand-up show, and I met JB. He was the host. We hit it off. We became friends. And exactly 10 years ago, 2011, the season premiere, and he invited us to his hotel. And I gotta tell you, watching Curb with JB
I was just about to
is
say.
a whole different experience.
a whole different experience.
It's a whole different
next level,
experience.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because you're
man.
watching Curb with Leon.
Listen, first of all,
That's what I'm saying,
watching
like-
anything with any of the people who actually make it, who are in it, is always an interesting kind of experience. Particularly since you know that there's a way they're kind of looking at you, how you're reacting, responding to it. But hell yeah, you crushed it on that shit.
No, he
And then you get a chance to hear the behind the scenes stuff that people are not privy
Exactly.
to.
Right.
Yeah, I'm telling them all kind of additional scenes, alt scenes that didn't make the cut.
Right.
And I'm telling you, there's so many things that don't make the cut
Right.
that are just as funny because you got to change it up a little bit.
Right.
And once Larry figures out what's funny, and then he stops laughing after the third time you did it. So that's when that stand up
Right.
that stand up kicks in. And I said, okay, I got to change it up a little bit, so I give him another version.
Well, you
And
guys,
he picks the one-
it's just all outlines, right? Because I worked with Larry
Yeah.
Charles for a long
Yeah, there's
time
no
too,
script. Like, there's not
and they
like-
would just outline the episodes,
Right.
and then it's just kind of
Yep.
just
And
jumping
did you
into
know
that process.
when you first, like when the storyline, when you and Vivica and the whole storyline coming into the show, did you know that you'd be like the main character moving forward after that? At the
I
time?
did not know that. I did not know anything what the future plans were for my character, but that's going back to what we just talked about at the top of the show.
Yeah.
Was that thing where sometimes you don't do it on purpose, but sometimes you do it on purpose, which means you have to in life. It's just a matter. It's just what life is.
Right.
Sometimes you got to take a job. Sometimes you got to take a friend. Sometimes you got to take a girl. It's just inevitable that
Exactly.
somehow, even if it's not purposeful, you have to find a way to let yourself shine, and you got to be there to answer the door because they always
that's
say
just-
opportunity knocks.
So
Right,
JB,
see
give
about
me
the opportunity and a little bit of the rolling the dice and a little bit of luck and
yeah,
good
all that comes
fortune.
to
Because I mean,
It's-
now
it's
when I
hard-
watch it, I can't even picture Curb without you.
no,
like, you are
exactly.
It's hard to remember the episodes.
without you.
Exactly.
And that's what I want to
Yeah.
ask you, JB. What do you think? Like, where does the magic come
JB
from
Smoove's Curb
with you
Your
and Larry?
Enthusiasm.
Because I feel like when I watch you and Larry, it's like Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor.
Yes.
you know what I mean.
It's perfection,
So,
yeah.
Like, where do you think that where does that magic come from? Why does it work?
I think it's one of those things where it's a takeoff of basically what life really should be and how people really should be, which is accepting of the differences that we have and being able to laugh at it and enjoy it and not make it a part of your life. How does what someone does in their life affect you so bad that you got to hold them back, or you can't let them have success, or they can't have a home, they can't have anything because you see them a certain way? And I like the show because, as cringeworthy as people say the show is, because Larry hits on issues that people really don't want to discuss or don't want to be a
Speak
part
up
of.
on, right.
This show, what makes Larry and Leon work so well is that they accept each other, and I had no idea I was going to be, a part of the next season and the season after that and the season after that. I had no idea. coming in, into the show. Also, my favorite show, like Cassidy also said, my favorite show also before I got on the show.
So how did you get on? How did you get on the show? Like, how did that come to exist for you? How did that opportunity present itself?
That's one of those. That's one of those long stories. You already know. It's like, it's meeting these opportunities that you have no idea where they came from or how, but somehow you had to be prepared for whatever was coming your way.
Wait, JB, am I wrong? Doesn't this story involve the song "This Is How We Do It"?
It does involve the song "This Is How We Do It." Actually, what happened was, I was at SNL. I was a writer on SNL, performer, and I did warm up for SNL, and I was there for 3 seasons. My 4th season, I didn't get renewed, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, my next venture. And what happened was I ended up firing my whole team, basically, man. I'm good at knowing, at having confidence in what I do to the point where I'm willing to make a chess move sometimes just to see what's next for myself. And I ended up firing my agent, who also had a bunch of people from SNL on his roster also. But I knew once I fired my agent, I was going to not return to SNL because you don't have anybody to speak up for you to keep you a job. Right. You know what I mean? So I was willing to take that chance. I said, you know what? Let me change it up a little bit. And then actually, my wife told me I was going to be on the show. She said that, I could see you and Larry together. We were watching the show one day. She said, you're going to be on that show one day. And then I'm telling you, all this happened. All this happened from SNL not being renewed, season 4 of SNL, my season 4, and moving on to my next venture. And it all happened so fast, from SNL to get rid of my agent, to my wife saying I'm going to be on Curb, to my buddy, OG Pierce, who actually produced the song, This Is How We Do It, passing away, and me coming to LA for one day just to pay my respects for him. Wow. Coming to LA for one day, meeting I signed with a new agent before I left New York, came into LA. I said, while I'm in LA for one day, I might as well meet my new agent. I go meet my new agent. An agent comes in there and said, how long you in town? I said, man, I'm just here for one day. My buddy passed away. I'm going to go and pay my respects for him. They're having a little jam session for him at this club on Sunset. And man, let me tell you something. He said, I got an audition. I said, what's it for? He said, Curb Enthusiasm. I said, get out of here, man. That's impossible. I said, it's impossible that Curb is my favorite show. Right. My wife said I'm going to be on Curb. My buddy passes away. I come to LA for one day. I'm no longer contractually obligated to SNL. I'm free as a bird. I want to get back in front of the camera as opposed to being behind the camera, writing jokes for SNL. And I said, how's this happening? He said, can you go right now? I said, I can go right now. I get over there, man. It's tons of my friends, my comedian friends in that room ready to go in for Curb. I said, okay, they got everybody coming in here. I said, okay. And I do this process I do, and I tell, I don't tell everybody to do it, but I tell everybody to try it. I always go in the room as the character. I don't go in the room as JB and then have them tell me, okay, you ready, JB? And I got to turn the character on. I go in there as the character. I went in there with my head tilted, my hand on my chest, scratching my chest like Leon does. You know what I mean? I did all the look around the room, to see what's popping. I did all that, I walked into the room. I said, they said, okay, JB, you're going to improvise with Larry. The whole show is improvised. Right. So they said, you're going to improvise this scene. They gave me 3 scenes to do. We picked 2 of the scenes out of the 3. And man, let me tell you something. I walked up to Larry, and this is exactly what happened. I said, okay, Larry, let's do this, baby. I don't know, man. We're going to improvise. I might fuck around and slap you in the face. I don't know. Anything can happen. And Larry looked at me like, if you don't call security and get this fool out of here. And we ended up laughing. I actually posted my audition on my Instagram, and we laughed our asses off that whole audition. I mean, we had laugh breaks where Larry had to walk away, because I just think that, I don't know how the universe works, but I do know that somehow you prepare yourself for, and I've been improvising in my stand-up forever. Since I started stand-up, I've been improvising. Right. So I think what happens is you prepare yourself for whatever it is that's waiting for you. It's when you rush it, it's when you step on toes, It's when you burn bridges that you
Right.
fuck everything up.
Right.
Because you're gonna either get it when you're not ready for it, or you're gonna be so impatient about it that you're gonna insult somebody and you don't even know why your phone stopped ringing. So Larry and I did our scenes. I left out of there, went to do another show out of town, and they gave my agent a call, and man, literally, I had to go right back from my show, basically back to LA, and do from scenes before the holidays hit. And man, it's so weird that I've been improvising my whole life, man, and I think that was what was waiting for me the whole time.
Wow.
Opportunity to do something like that. And even our first scene together, Larry said it felt as though we've been working together for years.
That's what it
and
feels
I say,
like
you know
when
what?
I watch it. Yeah.
We in my head we have been working together for years, because I already knew
You've been watching them for so long.
Yeah, I already knew what it was that that my sensibilities, my timing, all the things that I've always worked on as a comedian, as an actor, and I guess also that SNL experience also played a part, because SNL is live TV.
Right.
You learn that's a different muscle that you just acquired, and you put that muscle in your toolbox until you needed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we all put things in our toolbox.
I think you need to have like an improvisational background at any kind of acting, just to get used to being in the moment with it, even if it's scripted material.
I tell young people all the time. I tell people all the time, take an improv class.
Always,
no matter what you
it's
do.
the same thing I say.
You can improv. You could be a realtor, and I swear you would be able to adjust to people's energy and what they said to you and bounce back, because you just acquired a skill that a lot of other realtors don't have. The ability to change and be in the moment with this person trying to buy a new
and to
home
actually listen to another person.
Exactly.
And speaking on the improv thing, because you've coined so many terms throughout the show where I'm like, yo, I know he just improvised that. Like, who's someone in particular, because now in the last few seasons, there's a lot of big names that are coming on for an episode or two. Who's someone that came on that you were like, oh, wow, his improv or him or her improv game is amazing. I didn't expect that. Like, who, is there anyone in particular?
Oh, man. You know who's dope? John Hamm is dope.
That was a good episode,
John Hamm's so fast, man. He's like, I'm like, damn, this dude fast. I like fast because it allows me to, to jump on a different pace car. You know what I mean?
Right.
John Hamm, dope as hell, man.
That's cool.
And you know who was really dope, but he passed away, was my good friend, man, Bob Einstein, man, Funkhauser. I know he's already, he's a fixture on the show.
Yeah.
But when I met him for the first time, man, I was like a schoolgirl, man. I'm like, this is my dude right here. This is super Dave.
Super Dave.
Man, and I'm telling you something. This dude, when I tell you, people don't even know the magnitude of how amazing this dude's career was.
Right.
Writer, Sanford and Son, you name it, all those amazing shows. This dude was a writer on some of those shows,
He was on Sanford and Son.
He was a writer.
His damn stories.
Yo, he's Albert Brooks' brother.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, his damn stories. Let me tell you something, man. And also,
I believe
his span of what he has done in this industry, it is absolutely above and beyond anything I expected to hear when he would tell me stories. And I said, man, he was telling me a story every day we would sit down. I can't even remember all the stories, but there was so many of them and so damn funny. And every time he told me a story, I would say, man, that shit didn't happen. that ain't no goddamn well that happened. He would say, yeah, it did happen.
You know what's so crazy? Going back a little bit, when you were talking about like preparation and being prepared and being ready, I'm gonna switch it off to Cassidy. You picked up turntables and started DJing like 10 years old. Your parents got you the equipment. So do you think, or do you know at that moment you were going to be the first DJ that DJ'd in the White House? Did you know that you was going to be this international DJ?
No. Wholeheartedly no. I had no intention of doing any of the things I went on to do because there weren't really many people doing those kinds of things. I asked my parents for turntables and a mixer because I wanted to take part in hip-hop. I was in love with hip-hop since as far back as I could remember. And I tried rapping. I was actually pretty good. And I wasn't quite the break dancer, but I was enamored with Grandmaster Flash and Cool Herc and Africa Bambaataa, Jam Master Jay, Funk Master Flex on the radio, and so many others. And I asked my parents for DJ equipment, and it became my life. It was what I did every single day after school. It was what I did every Saturday, every Sunday. And it developed into my career because it was all I did. And there was nothing else to my life. I was actually very one-dimensional. And in many ways, I still am. And I try to wear that on my sleeve because it's contrary to what most people do. Most people try to, exhibit how eclectic their
but it was obsessive.
The interests are. It was obsessive to the point where there wasn't much else that I wanted to do.
But prior to that, was there a void, or were you busy, but then discovered this and said,
I was always into music, and I was always into hip-hop.
Right.
So there was never any sports. There was never any comic books. It was all
I
music.
never got into the comic book shit either, man.
It was all music.
I love comic books.
Do you?
Yeah.
He
I
still
like
does.
Richie
Every
Rich.
Tron
Richie Rich,
movie.
I
don't.
Yeah.
But and so I DJ'd every possible thing I could as a child.
Right.
I DJ'd every little school function, everyone's birthday
Any bar
party,
mitzvahs?
every bar mitzvah, every
Is that
junior
true?
prom.
Damn.
Anything
Wow.
that people would have me, I would get in a New York City taxi. I would get in a New York City taxi cab with 8 crates of records, and these were before the metal crates, milk crates, and I would go with a parent to DJ one of these parties, and then at age 15, 16, I went alone. I had a friend come
But you're
tell
so
me with
young.
the crates.
How do you have such a repertoire of like choices? Like you know what I mean? Like you weren't doing any throwback shit, so everything had to be super current, right?
Everything was current until my late teens. What I did as a young kid was I studied the greats.
Right.
So all the DJs who I just mentioned, Flash, Herc, and Bambaataa, I realized in my research early on, and JB can tell you this because he lived a lot of this. I was a fan. JB actually went to a lot of these parties, heard a lot of these DJs live. He can tell you about that. I didn't. So what I learned was, I don't know, reading the Source magazine, listening to Hot 97, going to record stores, picking things up. And I learned that those 3 guys, Flash, Bambaataa, and Herc, they weren't playing hip-hop because there was no hip-hop. So they were creating hip-hop when they started by playing soul, funk, disco, rock and roll, reggae, everything, and creating hip-hop. And so that fascinated me. So that made me want to research and go back.
Gotcha.
And, even just listening to the big DJs of the time.
Yeah.
Just listening to to Funk Master Flex on the radio, the DJs that I admired were never just playing the records of the moment. So putting all this stuff together, by my mid-teens, late teens, I was now going to the record stores downtown in New York City that sold old records. That sold
vinyl.
It was all vinyl at the time, but there were stores you went for new vinyl, and there were stores you went for old vinyl.
Gotcha.
And now I was going to those stores, Bleecker Bob's, House of Oldies, and I would literally let each record cover guide me to the next, which is a lost art now. Now we don't have that because no one reads the credits on iTunes. They are there.
Right.
But who reads them?
Really? I didn't even know.
Yeah, they are there. You have to click around to get them.
Of course.
And you can find any information you want on the internet in 5 seconds.
There's everything about everything on there.
It makes perfect sense. There should be credits.
Yes, and I think if you download a song, it's imprinted in your iTunes, but who's reading that? When you had a vinyl cover,
you were flipping that thing.
You didn't read it because
I memorized the back.
Right. Now, you didn't read it because you were a student of music. Most people read it because it was fun. It was part of what you did. You read it while you listened. You looked at the pictures. Well, I was the normal that plus a student of music trying to learn.
Hell yeah.
Now,
yeah,
you
yeah. No, I
graduated
know
from-
growing up,
Wow.
I was going to say growing up,
Yeah.
listening to 70s stuff, like getting the album and it'd be like, inserts in it and there'd be like, lyrics and pictures of the band.
Yeah.
All this information. And back then, it was pre-MTV, obviously pre-internet.
Yeah.
You were not on a fucking information highway at all. You were on like the de-information
Right, and
highway.
even when it went-
to get that, you were like, holy shit,
Right.
I'm engaged.
And so even in the CD era, it was better in a sense because
Right.
it came with a booklet
Right.
that was
Right.
always
Yeah.
that was always bigger
Right.
than any insert.
Yeah.
And so I would read these booklets and literally
Right.
just all this together. I wanted to be an encyclopedia. I wanted to play all music for all people all over the world. That was my motto. And this path really led me to the soul music of the 70s and 80s. And I
Right.
fell in love with that. And somehow that
So you
became
found
a
your
big
genre in that, like the things that inspired you most and influenced you most.
Right, and somehow playing soul music from the 70s and 80s
Right.
led me to the greats of hip hop.
Right.
More than hip hop did.
So
Interesting.
so JB, what's your favorite album? Like your favorite 5 albums of all time that no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing.
Oh man,
5.
I'm still like fascinated because, hearing Cassidy mention very quick, but feeling what Cassidy mentioned about how those legendary DJs, they were creating something in the moment, so they couldn't feed off anything, and I was actually, he's correct. I was at a lot of those major big, you name any big concert, any big major concert, as far as the heyday of hip hop, I was there. And he is right. They played everything. I remember going to battles in block parties, like straight up DJ battles, where cats would stack up speakers on each side of the equipment as high as they can go to have who had the loudest system.
Wow.
And they played everything. I remember it was a battle one night, and they played one crew went, and then another crew had to go, and they played We Will Rock You. Boom, boom. Before they came out, let me tell you something, crowd was going crazy. Half the people didn't even know all the lyrics, but they knew what that meant was It was battle time, and these cats was going to do it. And you had to, but respect, I know it's my friend. So I know his process, and I respect his path and how he has been so amazing in his space. He is creating something also that he can claim and be his in this route through the journey of music.
Yeah.
As far as the music, man, I go across the board also. I'll throw stuff in there like What's Going On, Marvin Gaye.
Yes.
I'll throw stuff on like, hey, just to make it interesting, I'll throw the first Kanye album in there just because I loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Prince, Purple Rain album.
Oh, yeah.
I'll throw Curtis Mayfield in there. I throw something like that in there.
Little
I'll
fucking
throw
Teddy
Isaac Hayes in
Pendergrass.
there. I'll throw Isaac Hayes in there. I can go 20 if you want me to, but you have to go by what your sensibilities are and what moves something, and things that to me are timeless. Like What's Going On, you can play What's Going On right now.
Yeah, I can
if What's
listen
Going On
across
never came out,
110th Street.
if What's Going On never came out, and someone put out What's Going On, it still is relevant to what we are dealing with today.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no Vietnam War right now, but there is a war
In these
always.
streets. In these streets.
Some kind of war
Of course.
going on always. So you got to go by what music. Like my wife Shaw's a musician and a singer, and she loves Cranberries, Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins.
Yeah.
She likes worldly music. And I can appreciate worldly music because
Right.
there's stuff that you only want to hear in a stadium. You be like, God damn, this is stadium music right here.
Yeah.
Because it has different sounds in there that the trained ear has got to pick up, So, I'm inspired by so much as far as music, different types of music,
That's dope. So talking about creating and JB, you got something on yours? jacket. JB talking about you
We
creating.
got a story about him taking things off me. Let's come back to that.
Is that true?
Yeah, we do
That's
have
cool, man. That's a good friend. A good friend doesn't let you sit there with fucking fuzz on yourself.
Yeah.
Like, because I'd look at a motherfucker too and be like, brother, you got a little lint. Yeah.
No, but talking about creating, I just want to set the record straight with Cassidy. During the pandemic, during lockdown, Cassidy was one of those people that created something that grew legs, became its own thing, and he sold it to BET, and it's called Pass the Mic. And a lot of critics out there and a lot of people were they leave comments. I can't believe that BET gave this show to him. BET did not give Pass the Mic to Cassidy. Cassidy created the show, and he did this amazing thing by showcasing some of these legendary talents and giving them this platform for a new generation. So I want to tap into that. What made you do it and why?
Well, it was last April, and I was FaceTiming with my friend and mentor, Verdine White of Earth, Wind & Fire. Very grateful to be able to say that.
Right.
And we normally go to dinner once every month or two, so I checked in on him, and it was late one night. And then my Sonos started to play That's the Way of the World, the Earth, Wind & Fire song. So I'm holding my phone, looking at Verdine, and he starts singing along. Hearts of fire, create love, desire. Very casually, like, oh, my song's in the background. Now, it would be like lying in bed, FaceTiming with JB, and your TV's on, and Curb comes on.
Right.
If that
And he's
doesn't
acting
move
alongside
you,
it, right.
then you're not human.
Right.
Right? If that doesn't make you feel something.
Right.
And I would say this to JB, no matter how close I grow with you, at any moment, if we're ever on the phone and Curb comes on and you're on, that still will always give me a certain feeling.
Right. Yeah.
You don't grow out of that. And I've explained this to many people who understand and who don't understand. Someone can be your hero, and you can be in complete awe of them.
Right.
And they can be a very close friend.
Right.
And you can have them simultaneously.
Yeah.
Right.
I never thought when I was a child I'd be friends with Russell Simmons.
Right.
Or Dougie Fresh.
Right.
Or so many of my mentors.
Right.
When I used to watch Curb prior to meeting this man, I never thought JB and I would just be friends and go to dinner and talk on the phone. And you don't have to get rid of holding someone on a pedestal because of their art.
It's interesting because we started talking about this pre the show. You know, most times they say don't meet your heroes because you get disappointed.
Yeah.
Like I think I've had more disappointments.
So I haven't.
Right.
I haven't
Right.
either.
That's
So
amazing.
I've never subscribed to that.
Yeah.
The only
But in fairness to me, I've liked some fucked up people. I've admired some fucked up motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
So you get what
I set myself
you know
up
what
for
you're
that.
anticipating.
I don't want to go.
Yeah. When I tell you, when I say this was one of my boyhood heroes, you go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You expected him to be nice to you when you met him?
I've only been disappointed once by somebody, and it was Michael Jordan.
Really?
Yo, I heard he's tough, man.
Michael Jordan.
I heard Jordan's
I saw
real tough,
Jordan
man.
I saw Jordan in a restaurant, and I grew up from that era, the Chicago Bulls, the Jordans, the first $100 sneaker, the Jordan 1s. And maybe I was a little too excited. I don't know. And I ran up to the table. Maybe I shouldn't have been talking over his food. Maybe, I'm just saying. And I was like, oh my God, Michael Jordan. I can't believe it's you. I'm a big fan. I just want to shake your hand. And I reached out my hand to shake his hand. Put out your hand. He did this.
You didn't spit.
No,
right?
look, hold your hand. He did this.
Oh, yeah.
At least
He shaking my index finger.
Okay, so hold on a second.
How old were you, man?
I was
in like 20 something.
I thought you were like 9.
so no. Listen to this.
Yo, that really sucked, bro. How you treat a 9-year-old like that? You're like, I was 32.
And you short already. You probably was right next to his suit. You probably was like, his suit was right there, outline.
So no. But listen to this.
You probably like, this man all in my suit. You know?
This is so funny.
I've never heard that story from O'Neal. And obviously, as we said earlier, we're super close and have been for many years. And before you said that, I was literally about to say, I've never been disappointed by my hip-hop heroes, but the only person who ever disappointed me was Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Now, I was 12 not 20-something.
Okay, excellent.
I was in L.A. With my family on vacation, and my dad calls me and goes, Michael Jordan's in the lobby bar. Come downstairs. I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
I was wearing the
What
Jordan.
hotel? Beverly Hills Hotel? It's important.
I don't
need these
remember. I don't
fucking
remember. It
details.
wasn't the Beverly Hills Hotel.
Peninsula.
The Peninsula.
Is it with the working girls?
The
It definitely
Beverly
wasn't the
Wilshire.
Beverly Hills Hotel, but I don't remember where it was. And it could have been the St. James Club, which is now the Sunset Tower.
Sunset Tower, yeah.
So I come down in Jordan 11s. Now, the Jordan 11s were the patent leathers, but it wasn't the patent leathers. The summer of the 11s, they made another Jordan that they called the 11s, but they weren't patent leather. They should have had another number. They were the ones with the concrete snakeskin and the netting.
Oh, those
and
were
they
cool.
were low with the netting.
Of course.
Okay, so the white and gray with the netting, but
cements.
they were the cements, but they were the 11s. And I walked right up to him. He was talking to someone, and I was like, "Hey, Mike, could you sign my shoe?" And he said, "I'm sorry, I'm eating." And it wasn't so much the lack of signature, because people do have certain things. I can only
Right.
sign so many basketballs or shoes. I don't know.
Right.
But he was rude, and but I met him later in life.
Yeah.
And flipped it all around. And my memory of Michael.
Yeah, he
Jordan-
came up and he's like, "Can you play Don't Stop Believing?" And you
and,
You're like,
and
"I
my
don't fuck
memory
with that
and my
shit,
memory totally
motherfucker."
changed.
No.
But you know what? I'll tell you what I learned from it, because I took away something. I didn't walk away maybe in that moment, but I didn't walk away later saying I'm no longer a Michael Jordan fan. I realized that you don't know what it's like to walk in the shoes
Yeah.
of someone
Of
like
course,
Michael
man.
of
Jordan.
course.
Don't.
And the amount of people and kids
Course,
asking
course.
Michael Jordan to sign a basketball or a sneaker or say hello,
Yeah.
is an overwhelming thing that I could never relate to. And I actually never held
Yeah.
anything inside about that. So I tell the joke, I tell the story more as a joke, but it was the only time where I had a moment where I didn't get what I wanted.
Right.
But speaking of hip hop, and to take it back where we started, I've never had any moments with my hip hop heroes. And there's
Right.
something about hip hop.
I think it's more about, I think it's more about the flaws, and I
Yeah.
think that's what they mean is when they say like,
Yeah.
be careful about
Yeah.
meeting your heroes, because what it does is it usually humanizes them.
Right, of course.
Like I joke about it, like I was telling you before the show, like I grew up, I like idolized Mickey Rourke, and then we
Yeah,
were gonna
yeah.
work together, and I was like, people, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? But like I still have mad respect for Rourke's early
course.
work, the shit that I grew up watching.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
At the end,
But I
at-
think it's it is the flaws in the humanity.
Exactly.
And you go, oh, they're not the icon I imagined.
They're
Meanwhile,
people.
look at me.
They're
I'm like
humans.
this now because I learned it from the DJ.
Yeah.
I don't even want to wear my headphones anymore. I just want to talk like this, like I'm a
No,
fucking NASA fucking.
There's no way to do
you know
it
what?
with
You know
this
what?
side.
The thing is, they're human, and sometimes
They
they
are,
get
yeah,
tired.
yeah.
Sometimes they get mad. Sometimes they get arrogant. The coldest shit that ever happened to me. I was having dinner with Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson wanted a girl's.
O'Neal
number.
says I was having dinner with Michael Jackson.
just drops it
I mean,
casually.
we thought. Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
FaceTiming
And he
with
wanted
Regina
a
White. I
girl's
was having
number?
dinner with Michael Jackson. We say these very things as if they're
So-
normal.
so
but
Everybody goes through that.
So I'm having dinner with Michael Jackson. This Moroccan or Egyptian girl Michael is into, and he wants to get her number. And this little guy who's with Michael in a suit, Michael was like, oh my God, this girl's gorgeous. I wanna get her information. So I'm like, I'm ready to work. I signal the girl comes over. The guy who's with Michael, he out of nowhere pulls out a piece of paper and a pen. I never forget this shit. And he puts it down on the table. So Michael's talking to up. She's fanning out as Michael Jackson. Michael's like, you come to Neverland and we can watch movies, Ferris wheels, and all that shit, right? So Michael said, "What? Let me get your number." And the girl's like 310-555-1212. And he's like, okay. He was like, "Can I get that again?" And she was like, 310-555-1212. And Mike just looked at me from the corner of his eye and said, "O'Neal, you know the pen is not going to write the number itself."
Oh, for you to do it?
And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I was like, "No." He literally, he didn't even turn his head. He's like, O'Neal, you know the pen is not gonna write the number itself. He was like, get to work, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's hysterical.
That's what he told me. He was like,
so
I'm
fucking
Michael
funny.
Jackson. I'm not touching shit.
Yo, but was he really into that chick?
Yeah, he was.
You were tight with Michael?
Yeah, I was cool with Mike. With Mike. Yeah.
How cool?
Yeah. Cool enough to know. Cool enough.
Cool enough not
Yeah.
to believe
Right,
Wade
right.
Robson
Yeah.
20 years
No, I'm
after
just
he
curious,
failed
man.
as a
Yeah,
No,
I'm just curious.
I'll say this. I didn't hang out with him a lot. The few times I hung out with him, I felt
He was
like
all about the girls.
I felt like I was hanging out with a straight up and down dude.
Really?
You know what I mean? Who just became the biggest star in the world, grew up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He was a real dude. The shit he would say, it would be like, oh, okay. Like, oh, wow, you're really like a person inside
Yeah.
there. Like, you're not like this fairy tale type person. You're
Yeah.
like a real dude. And he was acting like a guy. But when he said that, it was like, oh, shit. Like, he's aware. I'm Michael Jackson. I'm not writing shit. You get to work.
Right.
And
Right. And then it would look weird with Mike holding a piece of paper and a pen to people on the outside looking in.
Right?
Like,
Can you imagine?
I was
that?
saying, how long ago was this?
And
This-
what was that again?
Yeah, what was the area
Him
code?
writing the numbers down.
This might have been like 2003.
Oh, yeah.
It was a long time
Pre
ago.
all the iPhone shit.
All that
Well, he
shit.
died before iPhones, didn't he?
Yeah,
What year
see,
did he
I'm the
die?
opposite.
2009.
Maybe around the
See, I'm
same
the
time.
opposite. I don't like if it's someone I love. I just don't. I don't fuck with them. I feel like, like you said. I feel like if I don't want to feel disappointed,
Yeah.
Right.
so I'd rather
right.
not feel it at all.
Right.
If I am disappointed.
Right.
Like one time I was in Detroit doing this commercial, and we stayed in a hotel. And matter of fact, and they were doing I guess Dream Girls or something. It was Whitney Houston.
Right.
She was doing that. I guess it was it Dream Girls?
Yeah.
Or was the
No,
other
it
one?
was
No.
Jennifer Hudson did that, right?
Was it,
What's the other movie? A movie they
The
were
Bodyguard.
Doing,
Not the
no,
bodyguard.
no. It was a singing movie.
And Brandy was in it, right?
And so, it's a remake. It's a remake of that old movie.
Dream something, right? Wasn't
Not
it?
Sparkle. Not Sparkle.
Sparkle.
Was it Sparkle?
I think it was Sparkle.
I think it was Sparkle. Maybe.
It might have been Sparkle.
The Deer
And they
Hunter.
were in town in the same hotel, and we had to come downstairs and meet in the lobby in the restaurant for the pickup. And man, me and my opener Hugh Moore were standing there, and he said, "Yo, that's Whitney Houston in front of you in line, the one lounge in the restaurant." And I leaned over, I said, "Oh shit, that is Whitney Houston, right?" And he was like, "Tap on her shoulder and say hi." I said, "Nah, I can't do it." I said, "Man, I love Whitney Houston." I said, "I fucking love her, man. And then that's another album you could put on my list too." I said, "No, man, you don't understand, Hugh. I fucking love Whitney Houston." I said, "If I tap on her shoulder while she's talking to her people, and she turns around and is upset, it would ruin me." I said, "Nah, I can't do it." I said, I can't do it because it's a normal reaction when someone you don't know
Right.
touches your shoulder,
Yeah.
especially a
Hell
woman.
yeah.
It's a woman too.
Yeah,
So I'm
yes.
like, he said, "Do it, man. She'll know who you are." I said, "She might not." I said, "What if she don't know who I am and she's offended that I touched her?" You know what I mean? He said, "Man, she'll know you. You know, that's Whitney Houston, man. Man, you know her." I
You
said,
should
"No,
have
I
said,
don't know
bro,
her."
you go up and tap his shoulder
I
and
said, "I
make
don't
the
know her."
introduction.
No, he said, "Man, she'll know you." I said, "Nah, I'd rather just let her enjoy her time. You know, she's with people. She's in the middle of a conversation right in front of me." I just stood there. I said, "Nah, I'm gonna let it go." You know, and then I felt bad. Then the day she died, I felt like, damn, I wish I had met her. Fuck. I was like,
See,
damn, I wish I had
let me
met
say
her.
this.
Oh, there's a lot
wish-
to unpack here.
I wish I would have been as smart as you, because I was in New York City in the supermarket, and God bless her, I saw Cicely Tyson in the supermarket.
Man.
And she had a head wrap on her head, big sunglasses, and I tapped her on the shoulder, and she was startled. And I was like, Miss Tyson, I love you. You're a big fan. I said, "I'm a big fan. Can I get your autograph?" She looked at me and said, "Not right now, nigga."
No, she.
Oh,
the fuck?
No, she did not. No, she. What?
And that, my friend, and that, my friend,
fuck are you
was one of her greatest roles ever.
Fuck yeah.
Put that on the list.
Yeah.
That right there.
Yes.
That's fire.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what
Yo, did she pass away?
Yo, she passed away.
Fuck, man. We gotta get her on, man.
Yeah, I can't even.
Motherfucker. He just put
She might have been.
He just
she
put
might have been preparing for
a
a role.
dead Cicely Tyson on
That's true.
blast.
Yo, she did that
That's
to me.
true.
I swear to God. I swear to God, I was fucked
Oh,
up.
I'm dying. I'm fucking
Yo.
dying. That's the sickest story I've ever
Brilliant.
heard.
She just turned around and she was in character. Cause you know all her movies like she was talking like this. So listen to me. She was
JB
like,
just said she was probably.
no,
you
I
know,
said Miss Sice. I tapped on her shoulder. She turned around. She's like, I was like, I'm a big fan. I love you. I need your autograph. She was like, not right now, nigga.
She was in character, man. She kind of.
She said, right now, I can't find
O'Neal,
the marinara
stop going
sauce.
up to
And you
celebrities,
sitting up
bro.
here tapping my damn shoulder. They ain't got no marinara sauce on this show. And you tapping me right now? I can't even focus right now. Not right now.
But it's a very
That's
interesting
exactly it.
conversation. What I love most about your Whitney Houston story was the punchline, which is you wishing in a way that you had, because I have lived my life the complete opposite of you in that moment. All I ever dreamt about as a kid was my favorite rappers knowing my name. So when you talk about what I thought, I never thought I was going to DJ for them. I never thought I would be the first DJ to play at the White House, first DJ to play at a presidential inauguration, all the things I've done in my career.
You did
they were
Jay-Z,
too big.
Beyonce wedding, right?
Wow.
I did Jay-Z and Beyonce's wedding, and many other epic nights that I could have never imagined in a million years. For Jay, for Beyonce, for Puffy, for Oprah, for Naomi Campbell, for anyone that I could have ever imagined. The future reality was too big for me to have really thought about at age 10. But I wanted Tretch from Naughty by Nature to know my name. I wanted Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest to know my name. I wanted Run from Run DMC to know my name. Not to hire me to DJ or to be on my show, Pass the Mic 30 years later, but to maybe see me DJing at a club or something and come and give me a pound.
Right.
So I always took the leap of faith to walk up to everyone. I don't think I processed it as complexly as the JB Whitney Houston story because I wasn't an adult.
I'm with JB. I'm the same way, man.
Well,
I
I
can't
think
do that
I
shit.
think in many senses it's the safer bet because I think it's crushing. If you
Really
need a
is,
hero,
I can't do it with women either, man. Like I don't go up to girls. Like I've never done that. Like,
Oh, dude, I'm doing.
I'm just like I need to be pursued. You know what I mean? Like, like I
That's
just,
the Barry White. That's the Barry White in here. That's the Barry White in here.
I need the
It's just
classic.
like maybe it's
No,
just
I need
insecurity.
the classic eyebrow raise. Like when someone raises their eyebrows, that means hey. It's like
Yeah.
hey.
That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
do.
right.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I need.
I'll be like,
I
hey.
need
You
that
need a
before I
signal.
walk
You're
over.
saying you need right.
Yeah.
Well, if I had that, if like a
Confirmation.
woman looked at me across the bar and she went like that, I'd be like, yo, that's like I'm good to go.
But let me tell you something. I should have, instead of the Michael Jordan story, because I think we all, when we tell our Michael Jordan stories, I think we all kind of feel deep down that we're okay with it. Because he's on such a level, we all kind of understand the snub of the shoe signing and the ball signing. So we tell the stories of Michael Jordan. I don't think any of us mean like, we don't fuck with Michael Jordan because of it.
Oh, no.
But let me tell you
Not at all.
something. I've been snubbed by my favorite comedian twice in my life. Chevy
Billy
Chase
Crystal.
is a complete asshole.
well, after everybody says
Okay,
that
so
guy's
Chevy
an asshole.
Chase is an asshole, but every time I see him, I go up and do it again. I do not care.
hoping that he'll erase the past.
No, I just don't care. I went up to Chevy Chase.
Like this time, 11th time's
JB.
the charm. 11th time's the charm.
JB, were you at the SNL 40th anniversary party at the Plaza Hotel?
Yes, I was there.
Okay, this party.
Yes, we were there together. Remember?
Right, so I just want to tell you
We
something.
got a photo. We hung out together for a little while.
Right, so I just want to tell you. I DJ'd Oprah Winfrey's school opening in South Africa. New Year's Eve, 2006. I DJ'd both of Obama's inaugurations at the White House. Barack's 50th birthday, First Lady Michelle's 50th birthday, Jay-Z and Beyonce's wedding, Kim Kardashian wedding, Jennifer Lopez.
Which one?
You know,
Yeah, that's what I was
Which
saying.
wedding?
yeah.
Divorce party too.
The list goes on of the iconic nights. When I tell you this 40th birthday, I was a guest.
For 40th anniversary?
Saturday Night Live, 40th anniversary,
Sure.
Plaza Hotel. I was not DJing. The reason I listed all those parties was to say I could be jaded, right? Like,
Right.
there's no party
Right.
I'm going to walk into and be like,
But this
holy
was just
shit.
packed, man.
Holy shit. Wherever
Right.
you turned, it was like JB, Paul McCartney, Chris Rock.
Prince was up in there.
Eddie Murphy show up?
Name it. Everybody was up in
Every
there.
actor, musician,
Yeah.
and
He was
person
there,
of
right.
cultural significance,
Right.
and not in the VIP section.
Right.
There was no VIP section. Like, there
whole
would have
thing
been a
was a
normal
VIP
person
section,
section
yeah.
for
Right.
20 people,
Yeah.
put you
Right.
in a
Yeah,
row
it was-
and leave you there.
Right.
It was amazing.
A room full of famous people in
Okay,
Manhattan.
so I see Chevy
Yeah.
Chase.
An array.
And
I
a
love it. I love it. It's very old school.
TV people, the Oscars are movie people, ESPYs is sports people.
Right.
This
Well, Golden
room
Globe
had
is all
an
people.
array of everybody from
Everyone.
every different
Right.
Shoulder to
Awards had
shoulder.
musicians.
Dope.
This is everybody.
Shoulder to shoulder.
And
So-
there's Chevy Chase in the middle of the
There's
room.
Chevy Chase,
Just
not in the
glowing
middle,
like the
at
dick
the
he
bar.
is.
At the bar, and I say, now's my chance.
Oh my
After
God.
seems like old times, foul play, spies like us, Fletch
Vacation.
lives,
Vacation one.
vacation, European
Vacation.
vacation, Christmas vacation,
Vegas.
Cops and Robertsons, nothing but trouble, even the ones
Oh.
people don't fuck with. Memoirs of an Invisible
Caddyshack.
Man.
I was just about to say
Caddyshack people
Caddyshack.
fuck with,
Oh
of
my
course.
God.
Love Caddyshack.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
go up
wasn't
to
in the file.
Chevy
It was
Chase.
just it just popped into my head.
So I go up to Chevy Chase and I'm thinking, what am I going to say? Because we know he's a dick. Everyone says he's a dick. So what's my line? Okay? I go, Chevy, I'm DJ Cassidy. You're my favorite actor of all time. I even love Cops and Robertsons. Thinking he might laugh. It was a
right.
bomb of a
Right.
movie. Like
Yeah.
the worst movie he ever
Be a
made.
good sport about it.
I swear to you, he didn't say anything. He kind of just turned away. wait, hold on.
Yeah.
But for
Yeah.
those who know me, and we can talk about this in context of pass the mic or anything, I don't know what no means.
Right.
O'Neill knows this. I don't hear that.
So do you turn and walk around him to his eye
Totally.
line?
So I change position and I go,
Right.
I really want to take a picture with you. And the next thing you know, I'm taking a selfie. I have the picture.
He walks away.
No. I have the picture. And he's looking dead at the camera. So I got the picture. He was the biggest asshole. Cuts to 3 years later. I'm at some event here in LA, and I'm forgetting what it is. I think it's a charity event for the environment. Here in
Yeah,
West
it's that
Hollywood.
pre-Oscar shit they do.
So-
up at,
yes,
on
yes,
Vine.
yes.
I know. I saw him at one of those fucking wacko
It was probably
parties.
the same
I
one.
mean, I don't use plastic straws, but fuck that party.
Rob is so
Keep going.
Hollywood. Hollywood Rob.
Fuck that party, dude. I
So
went
wait.
to one of those green ass parties.
So now the line worked so well last time, right? It didn't. I used the same line, but I changed the movie. I go up to him and I go, Chevy. First of all, is it Chevy or Chevy?
I think it's Chevy.
I think it's Chevy.
Chevy.
I think
Chevy
it's
Chase.
Chevy.
Oh, I thought it
Chevy.
was like Chevrolet.
Chevy.
Okay. So I go up to Chevy and I
Hey,
go,
Chevy,
Chevy,
that's
I'm
what-
DJ. First of all, I'm saying DJ Cassidy like he's going to care. I could just
Right,
say
but I love
Cassidy
it, though.
Podell.
I'm thinking about,
But-
like, they're using that as my introduction. Like, hi, I'm Rob Weiss. Like, as if they should know. That's what it sounds like when you say
But
it.
I figure you put the DJ in, I'm dressed crazy in one of my outfits. He has to think maybe you're someone cool or, of some significance. Not that he's
Yeah,
going
but
to
your
care
name
whatsoever.
could be DJ Cassidy. It could be Don Juan Cassidy.
Yeah, Donald John.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Hop
There's a
along-
lot of
hop
DJs
along-
in the
hop along,
world
Cassidy.
who aren't actual
Hop
DJs.
along, Cassidy.
So
So anyway,
anyway-
I'm DJ Cassidy.
So
you
anyway-
think that's your fucking name?
Yeah. So the
Right.
punchline's predictable. Chevy, I'm DJ Cassidy. You're my favorite actor of all time. I love all your movies, even Nothing But Trouble. No laugh, no smirk. But this time I said, could we take a picture? And I gave the phone to a friend to take. See,
Right.
I wasn't doing it so fast.
Right.
I had a little more confidence. Now I'm like this. And then I'm like,
But he
another
took it.
one with
But he
flash.
took it.
He took the picture.
It would
So
have
I
been
have
sick
two
if he looked at you
pictures.
and goes, dude, I told you to get the fuck away from me 4 years ago at the Plaza Hotel.
How did I told you?
Well, that
seven
would've
times?
made my
Not
life.
you, you
That's
annoying
it.
motherfucker.
You know what? You know what have been dope?
Again?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what have been dope?
This fucking guy.
If he would have said, "Not right now, nigga."
Bro, the Cicely
Now,
Tyson
hey, now that
story
would've
is
taken
the
it to another
sickest
level.
laugh I've had in a month. That was insane, dude.
That was took it to another level. Now he is not preparing for a role.
Yeah, he's got. Everybody says he's kind of a dick. That guy.
I
I grew up on all those movies too,
he
bro.
was always
Foul Play.
always my
Seems Like Old
favorite.
Times. Charles Grodin just passed away. He was in Seems Like Old Times too.
He was always
Like-
my favorite. I have just a special affinity towards those movies. He was just as far back as I can remember.
Yeah,
He
but you know
was-
these guys get
I loved
old,
him.
man. They get fucking bitter and disconnected from fucking reality, man. That's why I don't fuck with most people, man. I just don't give a shit. But I like them, you know. Like, I'm not really a fan of that many people anymore. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I mean, I'm a fan of people, but I'm saying is I don't like really fan out on people. I respect them. I like their work. I like what they do. I'm interested in watching it, but I know how to separate them from the human that, you know,
Gotcha. So wait a
is
minute.
not the creation.
So JB, when is
You know when?
Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Oh, I was gonna say, you know, when you're in the industry, what tends to happen is, you know, I'm really surprised because normally when people see you in the same room as them, the same party, the same event,
Yeah.
their guard goes down a level because somehow you're here.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in this
absolutely.
place where millions of people would not even make it through the front door.
Right.
Most time when you're in the same room with people, their guard goes down
100%.
because they know that the front door is being the list of people who are invited is specific, and most time they let their guard down a little bit. So I was surprised that you got that from Chevy.
No, I definitely got it from Chevy. But for those listening who want a moral of the story, my moral is to never not go up to someone. I hear all the the pros and the cons. I'm happy I went up to Chevy twice. I would do it again tonight. Still love him. Still love his movies. Everyone got their something. And to me, so much of my career has been based on forming relationships with people whom I admired.
Right.
And
That's
if
interesting.
I never
Yeah.
went up to my heroes,
Yeah.
I don't know what portion of my DJ
Yeah.
career or any part of my career would exist. And I'm grateful that so many of my heroes, particularly my hip hop heroes,
Right.
but so many of my heroes have been warm and have been gracious and have become my friends. And I'll continue to do it.
Yeah, it's smart. That's
Yeah.
smart. That's smart advice. And now that we're
Yeah, man.
podcasters, we might have to be more outgoing also.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Like a month
podcasters-
ago, I didn't have to fucking talk to anybody. Now I got to be nice to everybody.
There you
I'm
go,
like, hi, can
exactly.
you come on the show?
But speaking of podcasters, JB, I just saw O'Neill sent it to me, the trailer for your new podcast show as well. He just sent it to me a couple days
Oh
ago.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we are through Team Coco,
Nice.
Conan O'Brien,
Yeah.
and it's called May I Elaborate. It is absolutely the most fun. But these guys know me very well, so they know. Even when I'm joking, I'm trying to give something to people, a take home with you kind of thing,
Right.
feel to it,
Right.
and that's in my normal life, and we, my wife and I, we're the party couple, man. We do RV parties, we do
man,
New
the
Year's
best.
parties.
That's
The
fun.
We
best.
do, my 50th is still, I think my 50th set the bar. I still say the bar is set.
Yo, JB,
These two are major
I
parties.
gotta say something. JB's 50th party at the SLS, DJ Cassidy spinning. I was on stage with a mic in my hand, standing beside JB and Larry David, and everybody was at this fucking party. When I tell you it was big, and his RV,
I'm sorry. Today's thing is making me realize there's a lot of shit I don't get invited to.
no,
That's today's podcast.
Let me
I realize
just
a lot of
set the
shit I'm
stage.
left
Let
out.
me just set the
Right.
stage for this party. So, I DJ JB's 50th birthday. Let's say the party was called for 8 p.m. I don't remember. At 10 p.m., he's still not there. So I'm getting the vibes going. There are some people on the dance floor. The energy is building. The first person at the party was Larry David. Literally the first person.
Yeah,
Now,
because that's his thing. Because
Yeah,
that means he
well,
gets to
O'Neill gets
Walk
everywhere
around.
30 minutes early. But so I was obviously the first person. I had to set it off. I DJ'd the whole thing for JB. The first guest of the party was Larry David.
Yeah.
And kind of
But how long did he stay?
So hold on. Kind of awkwardly hanging out at the bar with no date, male or female,
Yeah,
no one.
yeah.
came alone. I actually saw him walk in the room alone and literally standing at the bar, kind of like with a what's going on here kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10 p.m., about 2 hours in, the birthday boy makes his grand entrance. Larry walks up to me and says, "Can I have a mic?" Now, I have my mic that goes to my rig.
Right.
I happen to have a wireless because I anticipated something. I had 2 wireless.
Right.
So I give Larry a wireless. I don't know how JB ends up with the second one, but he has one. So Larry comes up to me. I give him a wireless. And the two of them end up standing on a banquette doing a whole bit. And Larry started the whole bit.
whole show.
What's Larry saying? Hey,
That's
look who
so
showed up.
So
What's
he gets on. Look who showed up to
Right.
his own
Okay.
party. Who comes 2 hours late to his own party?
Background. Hey, you guys want to know the background. So, we had a party planner. So what happened was I had a room in the hotel. And what happened was Larry, I'm getting dressed, right? Larry calls my room. He calls my room and says, I said, "Who's this?" It's Larry. I said, "Hey, man, you coming?" I'm downstairs. I said, Larry, wait a minute. Larry, you already downstairs? I said, Larry, you are so early. I said, "What are you doing? Why aren't you down here?" I said, Larry, why would I be at my party waiting for people to walk in the door?
And this is not the show. This is real life.
By myself. I said, why would I be the first one at my party sitting there waiting for people to come downstairs? And if I was down there, it'll be me and you standing there waiting for people to come in the front door. I said, I got a party planner who's going to let me know when the party is right. She's going to talk to Cassidy, make sure he has my intro music. I'm going to make a grand entrance. I'm the birthday boy. Why would I be that damn early? Right? And he said, okay, I'm down here waiting. Then he hangs the phone up. And then.
Wait, don't you love how he called the room?
Everything that happened
hysterical.
that Cassidy said happened. But Larry knew I was coming eventually. So he must have talked to Cassidy, got what he needed. When we walked in the door, right? So we had 2 videos. One video was my buddy, he did a Barack Obama impersonation, right? Wishing me happy birthday on the video. And then I had Michael Buffer do my main intro.
That's awesome.
A video of Michael Buffer. You know what I mean? He's the birthday boy. The full thing, right? My wife trying to walk in the party through the curtain, right? Larry is on our coattails, walking behind us with the microphone in his hand, walking behind us. I'm saying, what the hell is going on? Larry followed us all the way onto the stage and made a spectacle. Like, where have you been? What? Where have you been at? Why are you so late? And Cassie's correct. It turned into a straight ass, and only I'll tell you, it turned into a spectacle. He couldn't believe I was this late for my own damn party.
He couldn't believe it.
That
Unbelievable,
is
man.
the funniest thing I've ever heard.
So when is the new season dropping?
So that being said, it just says that we love doing this kind of stuff. And what happened was, being on Conan O'Brien's show so many times, even from when I was at SNL, as a writer, I would do Conan O'Brien. I did Conan O'Brien 11 times while I was working as a writer, on SNL, going downstairs when he was at NBC. So when I came out here, I've done this show probably 10, 11 times out here just as a guest.
Right.
And one day we had so much fun, me giving him some life lessons, that he called me up and said, "Man, you got to do this on a podcast." I said, "Let's do it." So we did this podcast called May I Elaborate. It's daily wisdom from JB Smoove. So I take these positive affirmations from the Zen books, from those daily calendars. And what happened is we just open them up because people read them all the time, but they don't know what they mean all the time.
Right.
So what we did was we took that and made it a show, and it's a daily. We're on Monday through Friday. We record all our episodes like 5 at a time,
Nice.
1 day a week, and we just air them. And right now, man, we are doing excellent, man. And we got some guests coming up, some great guests. We just had Keenan. We're gonna have Jay Farrell come up. We got a bunch of guests coming up.
Is Chevy
And
Chase
it
coming
is
on at
the
all?
most fun you can
Fuck
have.
Chevy
It's
Chase.
a 15-minute show. 15-minute show
15
because
minute
it's a
show,
daily.
okay. Yeah.
But it's the most fun you can have because we're really, and it's called May I Elaborate for a reason. because I go sideways, I go left, I go right, then I go left again, but then we wrap it up with this amazing, affirmation, and to really give you something concrete to build your life on, and to respect people, enjoy your journey, live your life, don't be caught up in the bullshit, and we keep it real, we keep it 100. I'm cussing, I'm giving it to you the way you need to hear it.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to hear it in that form to get it. Sometimes, and I can only do it the way JB Smoove can do it. It's myself and my partner Miles, and we make the 1-2 punch, man. Because Miles is so he grounds me in a way. So when I go left, he tells people that's not a good idea. He'll pull it back in. So very fun show, man. May I elaborate, man? It's on Spotify. Nice. It's on Apple. It's everywhere you listen to your podcast, man. It's so damn fun. We have a good time doing it.
Amazing,
nice.
Amazing.
Oh,
when's the new season of Curb coming out? Because I know everyone in the world
exactly.
is waiting
I want to know.
I got people asking. When I told people that we're sitting down with you today, I had every single person said, "That's amazing. When does the new season of Curb start?" Everybody's waiting. Yeah. Everybody's waiting.
We finished taping 2 months ago, so I don't know when we're gonna exactly come out. HBO let us know, but it is absolutely an amazing season as usual.
Yes.
This guy's a genius, man. He finds a way to, attach his sensibilities to the inner workings of the world, man. So, it's never a dull moment, man. Always so fun, man. And it's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. I feel bad when I can't tell people anything, but I just know what the script is, and you know what it is.
I can't wait.
You already know what Larry is.
Yeah,
you already know what the show is.
Yeah,
man. He finds a way to attach himself to, the rhythm of what's going on in the world, man. And it's so goddamn fun and so funny. I can't wait for everybody to see this season 11 Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I can't wait.
Nice.
I can't wait.
And JB, every guest on the show, we ask them to donate something, a hat, sunglasses, something. So we're going to be hitting you up. We need something from you. We're going to put it on the Macari site. We excited. We want something from you as well, Cassidy. So it can be a Boulder hat.
Yeah, Macari's our title sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm going to donate a lamping hat, lamping t-shirt.
Lamping.
Yeah.
My favorite Curb term of all time.
Lamping.
I got you. I'm going to sign it up. We're going to make sure we donate that.
All proceeds go to Children's Hospital LA.
Yes. I got you, man.
Thank you so much.
That's my first love anyway. So,
sir.
Being a big part of the Boys and Girls Club and anti-bullying campaigns and children's health is big for me. So this is a plus to be a part of the Craze Show.
Thank you, brother.
It means the world to us that you took time to hang out with us today. Appreciate you, my man. We can't wait for the new season of Curb. We're going to go and watch. May I elaborate? And we hope to get you on pretty soon again. This time you got to come hang out with us in person so we can laugh.
Yes.
Hey, I'm not going to be that one. I'm not going to be the guy to remind these two they're supposed to come on my house and have wine by the fire pit and watch a movie in the backyard. But I'm going to extend that invite to you two guys too.
Thank you. Because they still won't invite us.
No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Hey, the pool is at 95 degrees on a regular. So we can dive in. Or what are we gonna do? Smoke cigars, man.
Awesome, man.
Amazing.
Just break it down, break life down, man, and just make sure we find a way to stay grounded and keep progressing and staying healthy, man, and all that good stuff. And putting good vibes out there. Man. I appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you, JB.
And these two guys know my love already.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Amazing. Thank you so much, JB, for taking the time. Thank you so much, Cassidy. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, I feel like, what are we going to do? We got to do separate send-offs now, you know what I mean?
Separate send-offs?
Well, you can't, give JB, a whole 5-minute, we love you, thank you so much.
And then you say, bye, Cassidy.
Bye, Cassidy.
Bye, Cassidy.
I'm like, how do we say goodbye?
We've been
this guy. This guy is brought some
togetherly
tremendous fucking vibes to the show, Cassidy.
I was thinking that. I didn't want to voice it. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Bro.
I thought we sign off all as a group.
Cool ass motherfucker over there.
You know what I'm saying? Not right now, nigga. That's what I was going to say.
I mean,
JB, we
God
love
bless
you.
Cicely Tyson. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I love y'all, man.
Thank you,
Cassidy,
JB.
thank you.
Appreciate
JB,
man.
thank you,
so
man.
much.
Peace.
Peace.
Boo.